It's 6 a.m. on Sunday, May 14th, and I'm up at this ungodly hour for one reason and one reason only. That's to kick some ass. Alright y'all, I just got out here to the lake. It's about 6:30 a.m. Today is going to be my May 24-hour challenge day. And if you're following along on my channel, you'll know I'm competing in a fishing league against 5 other YouTubers this summer. How the competition works is, once a month from May through September, each of us have one 24-hour period to go out and catch as many different species of fish as possible. Each different species we catch counts as 1 point. So today I'm out here on Melton Hill Lake. I've brought a variety of gear with me today. I'm going to be mostly ultralight fishing with just some jigs and gulp minnows. I've also brought some catfish gear and some carp gear as well. So I'm planning on really sticking it to these guys today and setting a commanding lead very early in this competition. But lucky for you, the viewing audience, and thanks to the technology of the interweb, I'm going to be checking in live with my competition throughout the day. And right now we're going to go live to Denny from Tactical Kayak Angler as he makes his way down to the river.
Hey Justin, as you can see from this jungle behind me, I just had to drag my kayak all the way through the Amazon rainforest on the way to the river. I'm on my way though.
Alright Denny, thanks for the update. We'll check back in with you later. Fish on. Here you go fellas. Fish number 1, point number 1. Ding! Every one of these bluegill are just thick. Even though I'm catching a lot of bluegill right here, because it's only one different species, I'm only getting 1 point, but I'm having quite a bit of fun doing this, and I got time. Against these people I'm fishing against, it doesn't matter. Yes, look at that right there. That is a good sized gill. I wish I caught them that size all the time. Another, I don't know, 6 or 7 fish on 6 or 7 casts. I mean, it's just boom, boom, boom. I really should move on, but bluegill fishing is just too good at this particular spot, and 24 hours, that's way more than I need against these guys. It's one of them big old hand-sized bluegills, like the kind Frank from Brats and Muster catches. Hey, speaking of Frank, let's check in with him. Well, it's only May. I guess it hasn't thawed out up there in Michigan yet. Sun's coming up, which means the sun's going down on my competition. Here's a fish to prove it. Another fishy. Oh, here we go. Look at here. Look, that's a skipjack. Oh gosh, it is. Look there. Skipjack, buddy. And you know what? That is going to be bait for tomorrow. You know, it's funny, if I was trying to catch that skipjack, wouldn't be able to do it. Because for the last 2 days, I've been out trying to catch skipjack and haven't caught a damn thing. I've come out here, multi-species challenge, and these fish just hop in the kayak. That's how bad I'm going to dominate these guys I'm fishing against. That's point number 2, by the way. Boom. Boom. Fish. Oh yeah. Comes point number 3 right here. A little drag on me. Smallmouth bass, point number 3. Alright y'all, let me just briefly go over the equipment I'm using right now. I've got a 6-foot ultralight rod. I'm using 1/64 ounce jig heads and the little 1-inch Berkeley Gulp minnows. These things are great, they catch anything that swims. As for my line, I've got 2-pound test on here. Anything more than 2-pound test on an ultralight rod, that's for sissy boys. And speaking of sissy boys, let's check in with Corey from Coricoa. Or is it Cora, Syria?
Hey Justin, I'm about to start fishing right now. I've got my super extra heavy broomstick warrior cat rod. I'm about to summon the power of the warrior cats to beat all you guys. Warrior cat! Warrior cat! Warrior cat! Ho!
Corey, did you seriously just rip off the 1980s cartoon The Thundercats to promote those rods?
Yeah, Justin, you know I have to get creative these days. Warrior cat requires me to say warrior cat 387 times per day to get my warrior cat discount on my warrior cat rods. And I'm fighting like a warrior cat to climb my way up from warrior cat field staff all the way up to warrior cat pro staff.
Oh my gosh, these pro staff guys are ridiculous. They will seize any opportunity they get to promote themselves. Thank goodness the guy from Catfish.com isn't like that. Damn, that's a fish right there. Listen to that drag scream. I don't know what this is, but he's big. And he is pulling. He has got my rod doubled over. He's literally towing the kayak. Ultralight rod, 2-pound test line, 1/64 ounce jig. And he is towing me. Because that 2-pound test line, I can't put very much pressure on him. I hope he don't run me into some kind of object down here and cut me off. I'd at least like to get a look at him, even if I can't land him. I have no idea what this is. It's the awesome thing about these Berkeley Gulp minnows. You literally catch anything on them. Frank from Brats and Mustard, the only other real fisherman in this competition, he put me on these a couple years ago through his videos. I've been using them ever since, been catching everything with them. It's pretty fitting that Frank from Brats and Mustard taught me the technique that I'm going to beat him with in this competition. The student has become the teacher. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Come off. Oh. Well, you know what, look right here. Right there, you see that? That's catfish slime. I had a channel cat on there. Damn. Alright, well, you know what, I already got 3 points. I didn't really need that one anyway. Don't care how many of these I catch, I'll still love doing it. It just never gets old. Down into a patch of dink bluegill here. Look right here. You see that? That right there is a Steve Sharon from Adventure Outdoors fish. That's what he catches. Hey, speaking of Steve, let's go live to him right now.
Hey all you alpha males, it's Steve from Adventure Outdoors. You know, I'm not half the fisherman that Justin is, especially when Mark Patterson isn't guiding me. So today I'm going to do yet another product review video. But first, let me put on my makeup. I mean my war paint. Yeah, let me just see here. Let me get a little mascara on this side and a little rouge over here, and you know what, in case there's any beta males watching, I'll put a little dab of oil of Olay on my chin. Well, now that I've got myself all pretty for you all, today we're going to be reviewing this sock. It's made out of cotton. It covers your toes and your ankle. It keeps your feet warm. You should buy one. Whoa!
Another good sized bluegill right there. Sucker's fat. Look at that. some belly on that thing. Look how thick he is. It's a nice one. Beautiful fish right there. Check that out. Look at the marks on that guy. A little orange. Now, this is obviously a different species of sunfish than just bluegill. I don't know what they are. I never can keep up. But for the purpose of this competition, we have decided to call all sunfish, like green sunfish, bluegill, shellcracker, all that, they're going to count those as 1 point. So, yeah, still, beautiful fish. When I'm fishing this jig and gulp, I like to just let it fall until it hits bottom. There's fish right there. Usually like that right there, they'll hit it on the fall. But I let it go all the way to the bottom every time before I start my retrieve. Now, if my jig makes it to the bottom on the fall without catching a fish, I like to do a retrieve where I'm just basically just twitching my rod as I reel very slowly. If you follow Alpha Hawk on crappie.com, Randy Goats is his real name, he is a master of this technique and catches a ton of fish on it. Basically your jig and your gulp or your trout magnet, whatever you're using, there's fish. It's just sitting down there dancing and they can't resist it, like this fish right here. But that right there, either catching the fish on the fall or catching them doing that twitching technique, is how I catch 99.9% of the fish that I'm catching doing this. I rarely use just a steady retrieve, rarely. If I'm into the white bass, I'll use that sometimes because they're just, so aggressive. They're on it. Basically, as soon as it's hitting the water, they're after it. But for bluegill, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, other fish like that, I'm either catching them on the fall or on the twitch, one of the two. These are some thick bluegill out here today. Come. As much as I enjoy sitting here catching these bluegill, if I wasn't in this stupid competition, I would be doing this all day long today. I'm going to have to move here shortly and try to get on some different kinds of fish. It's a damn shame too, because I really want to just sit here and catch these bluegill all day long. There's a little better fish right there. A little better one. What he is. Definitely not a bluegill. Still ain't got to look at him yet. That's a largemouth bass. That's a nice one. There we go. Look at that. Not bad for 2-pound test line and a little 1-inch Berkeley Gulp minnow. It's a pretty nice bass. I don't have a measuring board with me, but he's probably 13, 14, 15 inches in that range. Point number 4. Fish. It's a little better fish too. I don't know what it is, but looky there. That's a channel cat. If I can get him in, that'll be point number 5. He's taking off on me. Oh, brother, don't get me wrapped up in that dock. He's headed right for that dock. Docks and 2-pound test line do not mix. Not a good combo. guide him out here to deeper water. I am taking my time with this fish. I do not want to lose him. Normally, I hate catching channel cats when I'm ultralight fishing because they get my line twisted all to hell. But for this competition, this channel cat's going to equal a point. Come here, you ugly thing. Be careful, I'm going to break my line at the last second. There it is right there, fellas. Point number 5. Channel cat. There it is. My 5th point of the day so far, channel cat. Which is about 5 more than what Billy from Panfish is going to catch. Hey, speaking of Billy, let's check in with him right now.
Hey YouTube, it's Panfish Bill here. I went fishing this morning and got skunked again, but don't worry, I'm totally going to post a video of all the action I didn't have. But right now, I want to take this opportunity to show you my certificates. Check these out. I bought these from TWRA for $5 a piece. And because I bought 5 of them, they gave me the title of Level 1 Masturbator.
Wow, Billy, congratulations on your award. I hope someday I can achieve the status of Level 1 Masturbator. Alright y'all, I'm switching up my tactics slightly. I've moved to a 1/16 ounce jig head and a 2.5 inch gulp minnow just to try to focus on a little bigger size fish. Hey, since it's been a couple hours, let's check back in with Denny from Tactical Kayak Angler and see if he's made any progress.
Hey Justin, you don't know how easy you Tennessee guys have it. With your boat ramps and all. Up here in Iowa, we've got it real bad. As you can see from the swamp I'm standing in, I just had to drag my kayak all the way through the Florida Everglades.
Wow, Denny, I had no idea the Florida Everglades were even in Iowa. I thought it was just baseball and cornfields. There we go. Bigger gulp minnow, bigger bluegill. That's one of them Frank from Brats and Mustard bluegills right there. Hey, speaking of Frank, let's check back in on him, see if he's thawed out any. He's a man of few words, folks. Guys, I don't know if you can hear this on camera, but there is an airplane flying overhead right now. Steve from Adventure Outdoors has hired a pilot to fly over and find exactly where I'm fishing so he can figure out how I'm catching these fish. The nerve of some of these guys, they will sink to any level to win. I don't know how big that is, but probably close to 8 inches. That's what she said, Steve. We got another bass on here. Ooh. I'm mad at it. Another largemouth. There we go. A bad little largemouth. Another fat gill peeing on me. Just like I piss on the competition. There we go. Oh, there it is. Oh, another smallmouth bass. Fell off right in the kayak. Another smallie. Uh-oh, there's a fish. Some head shakes. Oh yeah, that's another smallmouth. Smallmouth, buddy. He's giving this rod everything it can handle. Just like I'm giving my competition everything it can handle. Buddy, see if we can get you in. There we go. Look at that, fellas. Some nice fish right there. Excuse me 1 minute while I post a video to our group chat. Hello ladies. If you're having trouble sitting down right now, it's because my foot is firmly planted up each one of your asses. While you all have been having tea and crumpets at your Sunday brunch, I've been out here on the water catching fish after fish after fish, and have taken a commanding lead in our fishing league. You all just keep enjoying your day. Be sure to treat your mamas real nice today. She's the one you're going to go crying home to when this is over. Perfect. Alright y'all, so for my next trick, I'm going to attempt to catch a carp. Now, a carp fisherman, I'm not. I know nothing about it. I did a little research online, and apparently you catch these things with things like corn, oatmeal, and hairball rigs, whatever the hell that is. So, this is going to be a first effort here. I've got some oatmeal that I'm going to mix up with some corn and make some like dough balls, I guess. And I'm going to smash it on these hooks with springs on it to try to hold in place. I'm going to put a few kernels of corn down here on this other hook to try to replicate that hairball rig that I researched. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not optimistic, but when you're trying to win a YouTube fishing league, you got to pull out all the stops, and that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I guess this is how they do things in Europe. Here in America, we use a hook and a worm. Alright y'all, there it is, the finished product. Some kind of dough ball with 4 pieces of corn on a hook below it. And now I'm going to attempt to cast this thing without flinging the whole thing off. Wish me luck. We'll see how that goes. And again, because I'm a red-blooded American, hook and a worm. Alright y'all, I got my lines out. I want to hopefully catch a carp, but while I wait, why don't we check back in with Denny? Hey Denny, are you okay? You look like you're out of breath.
Yeah, Justin, I'm out of breath. As you can see from this rock cliff behind me, I just had to drag my kayak over the highest peak of Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm out of breath, I'm tired, I'm weary, but I'm on my way.
Wow, Denny, Mount Kilimanjaro is in Iowa too? I have got to make a trip up there. Alright, I've been sitting here waiting on these damn carp for like 30 minutes, and this is the most boring fishing in the entire world, so I'm going to scrap this idea. Alright y'all, for all you doofuses out there who watch the Panfish and Adventure Outdoors channels in your underwear at the kitchen table, and well, also everybody who watches the Korakoa channel. No, never mind. Nobody watches the Korakoa channel. But for any of you who may not have realized it, I've been insulting these guys all day long. And for my grand finale, I've saved the best insult for last. It is right now 3:25 p.m. I'm roughly 9 hours into my 24-hour fishing challenge. I think so little of my competition. I'm going to wash my hands of it and call it a day. That's right. 9 hours in, I'm stopping. I think so little of these guys that I know after 9 hours and only catching 5 different species that it is more than enough to beat these guys. So I hope, even though these guys don't put out the same quality of video that I do, and Lord knows they don't catch as many fish as I do, I hope you'll still watch, just so that you can comment on my behalf and remind them of how much more awesome I am than they are, and just tell them how bad they suck at everything in life. Tell them I sent you too. I'll see you next time. I made it. I finally made it.
Yo, Adrian, I did it.